my Viaan must understand that it is okay for his wife to go out and work. And he has to respect that.
Yeah.
You have to give her space also. My daughter, I want her to be a strong woman. I think he made the correct choice. He got lucky. No. I think I know we're soulmates, and we were meant to be together. And he just gets me. The body shaming aspect, see, I don't, like I said, I always was known to be, it was my business to be glamorous. And people couldn't understand how I had not lost weight for nearly 8 months after my child. It's because I did not want to lose weight, because I was engulfed with a lot of my own, I think, issues with how I'm going to deal with my kids. And I have, many other businesses. I have my app running, and I had to prioritize. It was the hardest time. Like, you'll see fatigue on my face.
With generational shifts happening every 5 years or even lesser now, today actors are getting time to reinvent themselves often. And when we talk about the age of relevance, somebody who has stayed relevant for the last 30 years through her movies, songs and everything else that she does is Shilpa Shetty. More often than not, for the positivity that she spreads across every time that she comes on screen or off it. Thank you for joining us on Bollywood Bubble, Shilpa. It's been long pending. सिर्फ Zoom पे interviews कर करके हम थक गए थे.
मेरी गलती नहीं है, वो बोलो तुम. I swear, what a time we've all been through.
Yeah.
It's been crazy. It's so nice, na?
You know, the best part about the Sukhee trailer launch is that I could completely resonate my mother's life to it. Although I have not seen her go through all of that in person, but I have heard stories. When you grow up, you hear stories, right? So when my mother saw the trailer, she could completely resonate with it because she went against family's wishes to get married to my father and loved marriage. जो हमारी ज़िंदगी में नहीं है, हमारे कोटा भी उन्होंने complete कर दिया है. And she was very ambitious, but then she became a homemaker, which I feel is a very thankless job today, unfortunately.
My God, आपके तो घर में है सुखी.
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल.
बताओ.
Do you sometimes feel that mothers are possibly the most sacrificing species in the world? They sacrifice with a smile. You are a mother. You would also do that. You have been brought up by a mother who was a working mother and who has instilled some of the value system in you which you will pass on to your kids.
Well, I hope to, because those middle class values I hold very dear to me. And like you rightly said, I think when you see your mom, there is a lot you learn, and the conditioning comes from there. I think I also learnt the value of work ethics from both my parents, because they were both working at the time as we were growing up. They didn't have the luxury of time to give us the amount of time that they wanted to give us. I'm in a position to take out quality time with my children. And I'm still in a position where I can say that, I don't want to work on a Sunday. I don't want to do this on this day because it's an important thing for my children. Saying that though, my mom was a working mother. She'd come home, she'd also cook, she'd go do her grocery shopping. She was an active PTA member. She did it all. And
she's lovely. We love you.
Yeah, and she was, I think, it's so important. And through Sukhee, I must say, it's a film that doesn't talk about a sad story. It talks about women in general, in India especially, are conditioned to just give and give without expecting an acknowledgement. We're not even saying, appreciate them. It's just a given that it's just an assumed responsibility that they are supposed to do it all and they don't need to be thanked for it. And if they need to take a day off, they have to seek permission from other people around them. They can't just leave everything and just leave. I think it is really sad that a lot of women out there feel like if they take some time out, it would look like an act of selfishness. which is not the case. It should
Absolutely.
not be the case.
And mothers are often labeled. I don't know why. I mean, like, for anything, it would be like, oh, did your mom not teach you this? Why has your mom done
we are
this?
meant to do it all.
Yeah.
We are meant to cook also, meant to clean also, we are meant to do help with the homework also, we are meant to take the child also for all the events, make sure that and मतलब जो credit मिलता है अगर बच्चा कमाल निकलता है तो सारा credit बाप को जाता है और अगर कुछ गलत हो गया तो मतलब तुमने ये सिखाया नहीं
ये होता है.
No, but I think that, see, these are a few families where the marriage, I think the dynamics, it really depends on you what the dynamics are. So in my house, I feel I'm able to achieve a lot.
Yeah.
Also because the dynamics are different. And right from the beginning, I think it's very important to set the ground rules. So I'm not saying this as a feminist, but I'm just saying this as a self-respecting woman who's seen my mother also work. I think मैं दिखाना चाहती हूँ अपने बच्चों को कि भैया एक काम करने वाली औरत जो है वो काम करती है, so they have to understand that tomorrow in their life my Viaan must understand that it is okay for his wife to go out and work and he has to respect that.
Yeah.
You have to give her space also. My daughter, I want her to be a strong woman.
Yeah.
So they understand the value of a woman working. They understand that Papa also is going to be there to help them. Why are all the responsibilities only for the for the woman to take up?
True.
You have to share the load as well, And
But
that's what a good marriage is about.
Absolutely. And when we talk about good marriage, your and Raj's marriage is like a marriage of equals because in a lot of ways, he has been there for you just as much as you have
Of
been there.
course.
He has been there for your family as much as you've been there with your in-laws and with your family because they are also family. Does it make you happy? Because there was a point of time when you were dating, you have personally gone on record saying that initially I was not sure. Looking at that day and looking at Raj today and how the relationship has evolved, you've of course made the correct choice.
I think he made the correct choice. He got lucky. No. I think I know we are soulmates, and we were meant to be together, and he just gets me, and yeah, मैं सुखी हूँ. मैं सुखी हूँ, and I really hope and wish that kind of friendship for all the women out there in their marriages, because I think it's important to have friendship in a marriage, and yeah.
You're a mother of 2 kids today, and Viaan, I think, is one of the most accepting kids I have seen. Like, I have seen you make him cook. And you know why I'm saying this? Because in our house also, my mom comes from a generation where maybe socially people were conditioned that men don't cook and women cook. But in my house, my brother, who's 10 years older than me, knows how to cook. He's the best cook. I know how to cook. My father knows how to cook. My mother knows how to cook. And my niece, who's 11, she also loves cooking.
Yeah.
So I don't think like that. There's been no gender bias, and you've done that
Yeah.
beautifully with your kids as well.
Yeah.
How did you do that? Like, how did you inculcate those values in them?
And you just have to do things that they enjoy. Viaan loves to cook. He's always loved to cook. Even today, he's 11 and he can actually cook up a whole Asian meal. And he knows ingredients. He loves making Korean food. And also, I feel it's a different kind of generation,
Yeah.
you're dealing with. They have access. So when he watches YouTube, he watches cooking videos and hacks. And he was telling me, Mama, this shot of this cheese melting in an advert, it's not really cheese. They mix something else in it. Glue. They mix glue in it and all. So
But he's right.
He's very with it, and there's so much I learn from him, And my daughter's another thing. She already knows her 2 times table. She's 3. She started saying 7 times table yesterday on the dining table, and my son just got up and left. He said, I can't handle this. So every child, has their strengths, and you have to recognize it. And no 2 children are the same.
True.
So I want my children to enjoy doing what they're doing while they're young. Be children.
Yeah.
They're already growing up so fast, with the with the different kind of peer group, and you can't go and you can't be mother to other children, but you definitely have control on whom they are around.
True.
Or whom they're with. So it's very important to be aware of that.
You know, like you said that you also are a working mother. Your mother has been a working mother, but often when it's celebrities, they are judged, they are shamed. The amount of scrutiny on working actresses is much larger. It's not about the labels, but it's also about when you're pregnant, you're body shamed. When are you losing weight? That has also happened with you post motherhood a lot. How do you deal with those things? Because you know, people would look at you and say, Shilpa Shetty, apne bachcho ka khayal to, haven't you heard all of this? And how did you deal with all that?
I don't pay too much attention to what other people have to say because they're not running my life. I try to balance and be the best mom I can. And I don't need someone else to tell me how good or bad I am. How my children turn out will be a testament of what I have done. And I think the way they're shaping up, I'm very happy.
Yeah.
I'm not a helicopter mom, but I'm very aware of what my child is doing, when he is doing, what he's eating, what he wants to do and what he should be doing.
Yeah.
So I try my best to be there and be in the moment and enjoy it. So I don't care about what other people think and how they perceive, working women. I can tell you one thing for sure. I think I give my children much more time than my parents have ever been able to give me. And guess what? I turned out great. So if I'm able to be this, I'm sure my children will be fine.
Yeah. But did it bother you when the body shaming happened? Did it ever get to you?
The body shaming aspect, see, I don't, like I said, I always was known to be, it was my business to be glamorous. And people couldn't understand how I had not lost weight for nearly 8 months after my child. It's because I did not want to lose weight. And also I didn't pay any attention to it. But the day I decided to, I lost it in 3 months. But लोगों का काम है कहना यार, you can't change how people think and you can't take them too seriously. But I'm happy that they said those things because then it kind of made me aware that okay, up time ho gaya, now I need to lose weight. So I don't take things so seriously. And there's a lot you get to learn from also in terms of feedback. I'm not talking about the negative trolling. I'm talking about the constructive criticism.
Yeah.
So there's the best of both, and you have to pick and choose what you want to pay attention to.
Finally, you at the trailer launch, you said that Vikram actually said that we only wanted Shilpa to do this film, and she didn't want to because, again, you were going through something emotionally in life at that point of time, and you didn't want others to wait for you. Personally, you know that you did a radio show also, and I know it from them. The goodwill that Shilpa Shetty has is so much, and I can say this in person because I have worked with the same radio team, and they were working on your show, and I have heard them say that we will not do it with anybody except Shilpa. And they also, there are people who waited for you when you were going through that phase of your life. And I think you said also that Raj was the one who actually coaxed you to doing this film.
Yeah.
How do you see those times today? That like today, when Raj genuinely was the one who was the catalyst in putting this together amid everything that happened?
Life is a journey and you have to live it, live in the moment. I've always taken decisions in my life based on my instincts. And whenever it's an instinctive decision, it is a great decision. I don't regret those decisions, and I didn't think at that time I was ready for Sukhee because I was engulfed with a lot of my own, I think, issues with how I'm going to deal with my kids, and I have, many other businesses. I have my app running, and I had to prioritize. I am known as an actor, and that's my first day job, but I had to be in the right frame. When you go on the set, you have to give it your best shot. And I didn't think I was in that mind space. But, it was very kind of Vikram and Sonal to have waited.
Yeah.
And yeah, I got back, and then I got back like full throttle. I was shooting for this, and I was shooting for Sukhee with IPF and India's Got Talent.
Yeah.
So it's like I got back into work like full throttle. And my kids were so amazing. They traveled with me, and it was the hardest time. Like, you'll see fatigue on my face when I was shooting for Sukhee, because I was exhausted at that time. And the character also demanded that. You know,
Yeah.
she was this tired,
It works beautifully.
you know,
then.
38-year-old housewife who was, you know, tired of doing the same mundane things, and she doesn't have a break. So it worked really well, you know, like that. But yeah, it is beautiful. It all worked out.
But thank you, Shilpa. And with all honesty, I'll just tell you that you are possibly one of the most honest, real, and positive souls that I have met. And I'm pretty sure everybody who meets you will say the same. And that's the biggest takeaway after meeting Shilpa Shetty. And that has not changed in years. And I'm pretty sure that will not change to the last day of each of our lives. And you'll be remembered for that goodness that is always there in you. And thanks to you, thanks to Sunanda ma'am, who's brought you up so well. And of course, you're a terrific mother.
Thank you. I hope now after Sukhee, people also say I'm a terrific actress.
Yeah, they will, because I feel that this movie is going to do to you what English Winglish did to Sridevi ma'am. It's a fact.
English, baby, Sridevi ma'am did to English Winglish.
That is also true.
She was...
That's also true. No, I meant in a way that the comeback that we
Yeah.
all expected that way.
Oh, तुम्हारे मुंह में रसगुल्ला. Hi, I'm Shilpa Shetty, and you're watching me on Bollywood Bubble.